play Zombies Gone Wild when we review the biggest game of 2005, Resident Evil 4. Plus, why is the Punisher such an a-hole? Get ready for the undead to walk. It's game time. Please welcome two people just phoning it in, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to X-Play.
On today's show, we have what may be the best, most terrifying, and most innovative game of 2005.
Resident Evil 4. We voted it Best Game of E3 2004.
And after playing it, we have a hard time believing anything released in 2005 will be better than this reimagining of Capcom's survival horror franchise.
GameCube owners, if you were waiting for a miracle, this is it.
A violent, blood-drenched miracle.
Of course. And what GTA 3 did for the PS2, what Halo did for the Xbox, that is what RE4 should do for the Cube.
Oh, but that's not all by a long shot. We have Marvel's new ultra-violent Punisher game.
A Virtua Fighter RPG.
And we sing a review of Karaoke Revolution Volume 3. Deaf viewers, consider yourself lucky.
Plus, what do zombies do when they aren't making survival horror games? We'll show you.
But we kick things off with the latest game based on Marvel's most violent vigilante, the Punisher. Here's our review.
The Punisher is not having a bad day. He's handing them out. Tiny bundles of brutality delivered with the recipient in mind. Heartfelt, hell sent from the Punisher to you. Like a designer from the ultimate reality show, Keen Eye for a Homicide, the Punisher waltzes down the path of the game, plugging, thugging, grabbing, and stabbing his way to the top of the heap o' dead. Here's a guy who channels the hatred one generates from the premature execution of his family into the high art of life extraction. You do drugs, the Punisher doesn't like you.
Get some rehab.
You're in a run-down building, he doesn't like you either.
Oh, dude, I'm so wasted.
Mechanics, the poorly dressed, and of course, people who run around at funerals screaming hysterically. Punisher hates you too. The thuggy pile of pixels that stand between the Punisher and the used bin at EB Games are everywhere. Standing there, in full view, they seek to overwhelm you with their numbers rather than the contents of their computer-generated heads. The Punisher seems to have spoken to his body about not taking applications from bullets, because he doesn't seem to be affected by them. After a while, you'll be waving away pesky bipeds like a person entering a Johnny-on-the-spot at the Texas State Fair. This can get tedious. There's just too many of them, and they die too easy. But some of these varmints ain't for killing. Some are for skinning.
It's an ambush!
Information from, that is. A glowing luminescent skull tells you, oh, pun, this one's hiding something. It's then that you'll drop inside the most unique factor in the game, pumping the punk for details. Ambushes, switches, and keys are going to be given to you whether they like it or not. After affording them a clear view of their own painful deaths, they will finally deliver the deets. Then you can let them go. Nah, you want to kill them. You've got a scary skull on your shirt. There's a nice array of lead-spitting boy toys, and the Punisher's got some truly nasty dance moves. The story squirts along like a fist-clenched organ, and odd environments seem to be a deliberate distraction from the more predictable elements of the tale. Sadistically killing people in video games is fun and all. It just got a little too easy in this game. We give it a 3 out of 5.
Kebab to go.
Yeah. Astoundingly, the Punisher game is actually better than the Punisher movie. I guess it escaped the Catwoman curse.
Yeah, well, it's probably because the Punisher isn't stupid enough to fight crime in a leather sports bra and open-toed heels. Stupid Catwoman.
Hey, speaking of stupid, who in their right mind would take an adult fighting franchise and turn it into an RPG for kids?
Could it be Sega?
Bingo!
Here's a review of Virtua Quest. Believe it or not, this is what you get when Sega makes an RPG out of Virtua Fighter. Yeah, I don't get it either.
Not satisfied with the real world, people have taken to living their lives in virtual reality.
Virtua Quest handily ignores the premise of Virtua Fighter in favor of a weird virtual world adventure thing that seems disturbingly reminiscent of a Mega Man game. Our hero, Sei, is an amateur elite hacksaw. in a super popular virtual world called Nexus. As the game begins, he's being shown the ropes of Nexus by his friend Hayami. This involves a lot of sweeping gestures and overacting. But Sei's just an amateur hand waver next to the oddly flamboyant Hayami.
I better watch out or I'll get a swelled head.
Moving on. Once inside the virtual world, Sei begins looking for valuable data to sell and window shops at local storefronts, Italian Company, and Wild Navy. Guess that's where the sailors hang out. But this is a video game, so soon, mysterious strangers begin speaking cryptically.
If you want to log out of this server, you'll need to defeat the root user.
Root user? Does anyone actually identify or connect with any of this techno crap in games like this and .hack? Do the kids these days really find a sense of purpose in a game that couches its conflicts in computer colloquialisms?
I just want to get out of here.
Amen, brother. To battle the nefarious digital ne'er-do-wells, Sei uses the tried and true method of kicking and punching them until they disappear. Many of the moves are lifted from Virtua Fighter, but here they're all done with 2 buttons. Yeah, Virtua Quest takes the most complex 3D fighter on the planet and distills it down to attack and special attack. Occasionally, you'll face the Virtua Fighter characters themselves in an attempt to earn their signature moves for use in your yawn-inducingly simplistic repertoire.
The short shoulder will let you charge your foes with the strength of a buffalo.
Naturally, the 13-year-old with the voice of a 30-year-old defeats these expert fighters by jumping around like an idiot and kicking them in the head.
Is there anything that you passionately oppose?
This game comes to mind.
I just want to get out of here.
Look, it's not like this is the worst game ever or anything. God knows we need more bright, colorful action RPGs that capitalize on the comedy of sibling abuse.
Why you?
Ow!
But really, Virtua Quest looks and feels like a 3-year-old game.
I just want to get out of here.
It's almost over, Sei. Virtua Quest isn't really an expansion to the Virtua Fighter franchise so much as an insult to it. A 2 out of 5.
Virtua Fighter fans were so excited when they heard the mature RPG version of the game was coming out.
And then they got this cheesy, kid-friendly game, and it's embarrassing.
Sega, because of the skill level involved, no kids play Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, unless there's some weird Ender's Game kid. No, it's a good thing we're blowing up zombies later, because after this review, I totally need to kill something.
Why are you looking at me? Stop it!
Coming up, is Karaoke Revolution 3 more terrifying than Resident Evil 4? Yeah.
To protect 5 cheerleaders who witnessed a murder, he's gonna need some backup. Back in my day, we brought it.
I need a baby who's pretty and keeps the game.
Where's your happy face?
This is my happy face.
Man of the House, rated PG-13, everywhere Friday.
Excuse me. Hi, can I see that laptop?
Sure. You can access the internet all around your house. It's wireless networking.
Did you say wireless?
I'm free. Not just a puppet on a string, no ties to...
Find your freedom. Get a laptop for as low as $499.99 at Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Hey,
Kevin, I know, we've been waiting for you. Come on in, you've been missing the party.
When you have a great host, getting set up is easy. Start a website with OLM.net and setup is quick and simple.
So, tell me about yourself.
Kevin has 2 older brothers, both married, 2 nieces, 1 nephew, all of whom he spoils, and his parents are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. His website has the highest sales in the US, and in his spare time, he volunteers to help homeless children.
Wow.
A great host is always there to support you, 24/7. And OLM.net is the web host with the most. So start your own website with web-based email, store and share digital photos online, and 24/7 customer support with a real live person. All this for as little as $5.95 a month. With a great host, anything is possible. OLM.net. For this special price, go to OLM.net/G4TechTV.
Need boredom insurance?
Well, we're working on it. Progressive Auto Insurance. Not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
I initially went to a university, a traditional four-year college, but that wasn't for me. I ended up just making hamburgers across the street from campus. After a few years of handing out ketchup for a living, I heard an ad for ITT Tech on the radio, so it was like 2 in the morning, and I said, well, maybe I should give them a call and see what I can do there, so I did. I graduated valedictorian at ITT Tech twice, once for my associates and then for my bachelor's. When I started going to school, one day my mother asked me, who are you and what have you done with my son? Today I maintain test equipment that's used for making military weapons for the government. I get a great sense of pride out of my job. I can't believe I got a chance like this.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-327-1172 or visit us on the web. Take advantage of our new programs that include on-campus and flexible online courses to better fit your busy lifestyle. Call 1-800-327-1172 to apply.
Tomorrow on the G-Spot, we meet Metal Gear Solid guru Hideo Kojima when Cinematech gives you the grand tour of his favorite games. Then X-Play gets down and dirty with the new Mr. Driller and visits the dark side of RPG addiction.
You lose again!
Every night starting at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
I don't really care about Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Well, hey, neither do I.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, do you like the first 2 Karaoke Revolution games?
Well, then here's another. Sorry.
Good evening, America. Welcome to yet another edition of X-Play Idol. Stop. Oh, thank you. I'm your host, Dick Dickerson. We've narrowed the search down for your next title to 4 contestants. Let's meet them.
My name is Filippo Ryan O'Neill. Grew up in Scarsdale, Arizona, the wrong side of Scarsdale.
My name is Olivia Valentino. I'm 27. I'm from North Dakota.
Big ups to Tempe.
My name is China Whirl, and I'm 17 years old, and I come from St. Louis, Texas.
My name is Cliff Wade, John. I'm 24 years old, from the city of No, Fresno.
This week, in a bizarre twist, the executives here at X-Play Idol have decided to find the winner based on the results of Karaoke Revolution 3. The most humiliating, entertaining game on the PS2 is back. Karaoke Revolution Volume 3 builds solidly on its predecessors. Slicker in every way, the latest version adds 37 new tracks and the ability to co-star on the virtual stage with a friend.
I like to think of myself like a white male Aretha.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low.
If you've joyously played the role of frontman in the previous 2 incarnations, there's no question the third will be right up your vocal alley.
I'm never gonna test again. Guilty feet, I've got no rhythm.
The good news is that the game doesn't stay completely the same. It now features the stirring addition of duets.
You better shape up, cause I need a man.
The duet mode is the game's greatest accomplishment. The only disappointment is that if you're going to go co-op, there are only 10 songs to duet with.
And so I came to see him and listen for a while.
Do you know, is the executive producer of the show, is he the guy that did CSI?
I have 2 parents.
I always knew that I wanted to write songs because I have like beats in my head beats.
Game modes aside, the most important thing to a karaoke game is the track list, and Volume 3 is a mixed bag.
Wait till school to learn, girl. I got you, babe.
So beat it, just beat it.
Bottom line, when it comes to party games, this one's a hit. Instead of a passive gaming experience, it's easy to get any and everyone to join in on the ridiculousness.
I consider myself a quadruple threat. I'm a great dancer, singer, actress.
I understand the intensity to share. Do I believe in life after love? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I want to bring it back to the old school, Modest Mouse, Def Leppard, people who changed music.
Drum roll. Tonight's winner is Karaoke Revolution 3 with a 4 out of 5.
That was almost as scary as Resident Evil 4.
Almost. I need pants.
Still to come, a pants-wetting good time in Resident Evil 4.
Control all your favorite characters just by touching them. Super Mario 64 DS for Nintendo DS. Rated everyone.
Chicken selects from McDonald's. Smell that.
They want us to think they smell like that.
They do smell like that.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
It's a brilliant, elaborate scheme.
That is not gonna work.
Okay, fine. Let's see what happens, okay? Excuse me, would you like to try some chicken selects?
Those are good.
She's obviously a plant. She's good.
You found the G-spot. Icons is coming up next.
Check this out. This is what we do for a living. We're video game designers. And we're game programmers.
With the training offered at Collins College, you can learn to design, code, and test games like this.
And this.
Game design is a growing career.
For a brochure on a career in game design, call Collins College at 1-888-256-1200 now. That's 1-888-256-1200. Call Collins College now.
Worms and germs can attack your computer.
Something's wrong with your computer, and you've tried everything.
Try this.
One quick click. Velos will keep your entire system virus-free, safe, and secure.
With Velos to make it faster than the day you got it.
Visit velos.com.
And make it quick.
If you even think you're slowing down, get a free virus scan at velos.com and make it fast.
Tomorrow on the G-Spot. We meet Metal Gear Solid guru Hideo Kojima when Cinematech gives you the grand tour of his favorite games. Then X-Play gets down and dirty with the new Mr. Driller and visits the dark side of RPG addiction.
You lose again!
Every night starting at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Now with 40% less caring, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Wow, and I thought it was exciting when we had 20% less caring.
I know, they supersized our indifference. Welcome back to X-Play.
Later in the show, we have our review of what may turn out to be the best game of 2005, Resident Evil 4.
Why do we love it so much? Well, for one, Resident Evil 4 reinvents the gameplay of Capcom's classic horror franchise.
And for another, the homicidal peasants of RE4 aren't zombies, they're Spanish.
And that means that all the old zombies are out of a job. So how are they doing navigating the real world?
Well, I think we have some tape of that.
Get out.
I know.
When we found out that Resident Evil 4 wouldn't have zombies, we knew we had to do our part to help the out-of-work undead.
All right, Mr. Nemesis, come on in and have a seat. Great, you're hired. Now let's talk about health insurance.
Considering his superior genealogy, we figured Mr. Nemesis should start right at the top. But that didn't work out too well.
What the hell is going on here?
Turn on the light.
Yeah, I know. I've been talking to her a lot.
In a last-ditch effort to keep him employed, we gave him a chance to work his way up the corporate ladder. But alas, he was a failure.
You know what it's like, don't you? I mean, you've been through that. I know I should have been a little bit, I should have been over to the stylist a lot more, but there's this is a new technique. I haven't seen this much.
You misspelled cat?
I don't I honestly use this much paste on my face. I know people without arms do a better job at this.
We were willing to give Mr. Nemesis one more chance, but he wasn't having it. Mr. Nemesis, come back!
I am out of here.
Oh, that monster was my boss. Goodbye, Mr. Nemesis.
And to think that under all that leather and rubber, he was just a man.
Which doesn't really explain why he killed all those staff members.
Well, it was easier to fire him.
Up next, Resident Evil 4. I think I peed myself a little.
The 2005 Scion 2C with 160 horsepower, panorama moonroof, and the opportunity to personalize.
Talking free pizza, people. Give me a hoo-ha 2 times Tuesday.
Hoo-ha.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's 2 times Tuesday at Domino's. Buy any large pizza at regular menu price and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value free. Get the door. It's Domino's.
Hey, Angie, you going to the post office? Hey, Ted, you going to the post office?
Do I know you?
Anyone go to the post office? Jeff. Ronnie? Connie. Isn't anyone going to the post office?
Hey, Chuck. Can't go to the post office? Go to USPS.com.
From buying stamps to shipping packages, almost anything you do at the post office, you can do at USPS.com. It's how the U.S. Postal Service is working for you.
Hey, Steve. Lunch?
RBK pumps, inflatable shoes for a custom fit.
Dragons, mages, orcs, wizards. The fate of their world lies in your remote control. Scourge of Worlds, a 2-disc collector set with 6 different endings, over 20 decision points, hundreds of possible storylines, all in this interactive DVD collection.
If they separate us, we die.
Own Scourge of Worlds, a Dungeons and Dragons adventure on DVD today.
You found the G-Spot. Icons is coming up next.
Head to the slopes of Aspen for the X Games. G4 Sports presents the Winter Extreme Special, Sunday, March 6th at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Now 30% zombified. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Friends.
You done?
Yes.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now with Resident Evil 4.
Yes, this is it. The game that should do for the GameCube what Grand Theft Auto 3 did for the PS2. Here's our review of Resident Evil 4.
We just love it when a series that is down and out turns itself inside out. Forget everything you know about action games, folks. Resident Evil 4 is a smashing good time. You play as Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2. 6 years after his ordeal in Raccoon City, he's sent to Spain to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter from a religious cult.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
These guys put the Branch Davidians to shame, and they're not going to give her back without a fight. Then again, maybe Leon has other ideas.
Little rough, don't you think? You got a smoke?
Forget about the clumsy combat of old Resident Evil games. Leon's got a brand new over-the-shoulder look that lets you see everything that's coming at you. Well, almost everything. And there are some things you may not want to see. But there's a lot more that's new about Resident Evil 4 than just the gunplay. Many times you'll be asked to input button commands in a split second or face the consequences. In fact, you can't even relax during the cutscenes. And look out for those scripted events. Looks like you need AA and CO. You can also upgrade each gun in the game in a number of categories, or buy new ones altogether from a merchant.
Welcome.
This gives the game a perfect mix of action and strategy. And also gives your weapons a little more oomph. Of course, it wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without using herbs for health and solving simple puzzles. But it's never laid on too thick. A big part of Resident Evil 4 is escorting Ashley around and protecting her. Help! But she can also be a big help. We normally detest escort missions, but these are actually fun. No! And just when you begin to tire of it, the girl always seems to get captured again.
Ashley!
What's going on? This is perhaps the most intense game we've ever played.
Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Creatures come from anywhere and they find ingenious ways to attack. Every single boss in the game could be the final boss from any other title. They're that good. You don't need to be a Resident Evil fan to enjoy Resident Evil 4. In fact, you don't even need to enjoy video games to get the crap scared out of you. Finding something wrong with this game is like meeting a trucker at yoga class. It ain't gonna happen. We give it a 5 out of 5 and our highest recommendation.
Monsters. Guess after this, there'll be one less to worry about.
Yep, it does not get any better or scarier than Resident Evil 4. This is already the lead contender for Best Game of 2005.
If you don't own a GameCube, Resident Evil 4 is supposed to come out on the PS2, but we're guessing that the PS2 load times are going to be pretty horrific, and the graphics won't be as good.
Frankly, look, Cube costs $99, so really, there's no excuse not to get out there and get Resident Evil 4 today.
And you can play it with this limited edition Resident Evil 4 controller. It's shaped like the cutest little bloody chainsaw you've ever seen in your life.
I know, you just want to give it a hug.
I know.
Ow.
G4 Sports presents the Winter Extreme Special. Head to the slopes of Aspen for the X Games. Rock the crowd with supergroup Ozo Motley. And get up close and personal with teenage snowboard sensation Shaun White.
I just really want to come into this contest with some vengeance for the halfpipe.
Catch all the X Games action on the Winter Extreme Special, Sunday, March 6th at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
yeah, ladies. The Whip Set, Sunday night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.